Hi guys, it's Johnny from Kalpanic Games. Today I have some more progress about my game that I was making. So I have added some health bar and the shield bar. And the logic is you need to break his shield to take any damage for his health. So I can play. We can move around. We have a shadow, and I have assigned a button to take damage for testing right now. If you press that, as you see, the shield gets reduced, and also the health gets reduced, and when you reach 0 you die and you can respawn again, and you need to take an item to get shield again. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, so I will see what I do. Then on our code, just to give you a sneak peek what I'm doing, let's go to our UI manager. So we have our UI manager. It's a singleton. Singleton is a little bit of intermediate topic. I'm also learning about it, so I can't really explain that much yet. But if you're interested, you can go to Google and try to see what singleton is. And then we have our settings. What we're getting over here, we're getting an image from the UI over here. If you see, we are using a UI. By UI I mean you can get a like this canvas thing, so that's what I got. So it's a UI image, so that's why we are using Unity Engine UI and TM Pro. I'm also using TM Pro because the regular text is kind of little bit not so cool. I like the Text Mesh Pro, it's much more better. So over here we are setting the number that we want to see. By number, what I mean is over here. If you go over here, as you see this new text, that's what it's getting. So that's what we're setting. And then after, from here, if you see our UI manager, it needs the shield number or this, so that's what we're getting, and for there and there. So that's what we're doing over here. Now we don't need to see all those things over here. We're assigning some variables, and the names should be self-explanatory, and I have made an internal update. So that's what I'm doing over here. And this so over here we have our like a setting that we over here we have 4 variables. So we're setting current HP, player HP to current, and some things like that. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. And then we go in our internal update. So as you see over here, right, if you go over here and here, HP bar, right, so over here it should be filled, horizontal and left. Okay, so you see over, if I do this, it does that, right? So that's the logic behind over here. That's what I'm doing. We're lerping, we're using a map, then we're using fill amount, and we're saying current HP divided by player max HP and multiplying by delta time. And this is we doing over here. That's what we're doing over here right now, and that's how we update. So that's my internal update. I also made a note about the singleton thing, like over here, like our UI needs to know the singleton. We can get it from like a reference to the UI manager, but you don't need to know, and that's where the singleton pattern comes in useful and handy. Okay, and then we can go over here, our HP. We are setting our initial HP, then we are setting our maximum HP, and that's the same thing for our initial shield and maximum shield, which you can modify in the inspector. And we have destroy object. So this destroy object destroys our player. we're getting a reference or character. I have a script called character, which is a which doesn't which is a class, and that's what I'm getting reference from. Then we are getting a controller 2D reference because you need a move. Then we have a collider and a sprite radar, and then we have set up a shield broken to check if the shield is broken. Basically what I wanted to do is over here that if shield is broken, then the player gonna start taking damage. And as you see, I have assigned the L button to test for now. And then this is like, and this one is it controls the current shield amount of the object. Okay, so that's what it does. Summary is a nice way. When you hover over, then you can see what it does. So that's what it's doing. This is a property, so I'm getting a property public float and getting it and setting it. Same thing for the shield. Then I'm using awake instead of start. Instead of awake is the first thing that gets called in the game. So whatever that you want to call first before anything, you should declare those in the awake. So if you go up over here, we have all this thing, right? Character controller, then collider, sprite renderer. Is a good practice to get all those things in the awake, and that's what I'm doing over here. And we are also setting our current HP to the initial and current shield to the initial. Initial meaning the amount of HP and shield amount that you start in the game. And then we have a damage thing, so we're checking how much damage the player is taking, and it's pretty logical over here. So if current HP is less than 0 or something, we just return. Rest of the code is just skipped. So it's pretty simple. And we're checking over here that if our shield is broken and character is not null, meaning if the character is all present in the scene. So if that's the case, we do like current shield is less than damage, we're taking damage, right? So shield amount is getting reduced. This is same as writing like A equals to A minus B. So instead of doing that, we just saying A minus equals to B. So that's what I'm doing over here. And then we are updating our status of our HP, max HP, and current shield and max shield. And if current shield is less than 0, then shield is broken. Remember, we need to take damage and then we return. And then we take some damage over here, minus damage, since we take only 1 damage at a time. Then we doing it again because to do it twice, and we checking if current HP is less than 0 or equals to 0, then we dead. And this is something I was doing, but I don't need it right now. And the die function, or the method, or whatever you prefer to call, is like checking if the character is present in the scene. Then collider enable is false and sprite render is false. But by that, what I mean is if you go to the player, it has a sprite renderer thing, right? And it also has a box collider. So we're disabling those two. So that's what we're doing over here by saying that, right? And we also checking like if you only disable those and you can move, then it feels weird. So that's why I have played like the character enable is false and controller is also false, so you cannot move anymore. And if the object is destroy object, so you just destroy the game object, that's a sprite for the player. And if you want to revive, right, we're gonna use this logic later, like say it's to start again from the starting position or the safe position. But right now that's what it is. If the character is null, is the same thing again. So you want to make the player move, and we telling the game object set active is true. So we are setting all the things to true, and we getting current initial, and again we're doing the same thing. And the next one is destroy game object, so whatever is active, just destroy it. So that's all there to it, and I hope you liked. what I explained and showed you. And yeah, the more contents, I will try to add more contents to it and continue this series. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel for more contents. Thank you. Have a good day.